Good morning, watch fans. This is Big Jim with the Big Wrist. This is my collection. It's been pretty static these past couple of months. I know everyone's out of money, including myself. If I hadn't to spend $30,000 on a truck, I would have had a few extra dollars to buy another Rolex or maybe a Zenith or, something cool. But as it was, I did pick up this at the very beginning of December, into November. This is the Longines Conquest 43. Very nice watch. I've been wearing it quite a bit. Very comfortable. It's got a great bracelet. Looks fantastic, So, this is a wrap-up of news, market news for December. I have not done a December market news. So, the watch business has been very good for 2020. It's been amazing. The wrap-up for the year is pretty basic. Baselworld was canceled, and apparently that was a good thing. It meant instead of getting all the watches at one time, at Baselworld, all the dealers and all the wholesalers, they got the watches metered out over a period of months and weeks. So, of course, at the very end of the year, Rolex came out swinging, canceled the 39 millimeter OP39. This is the blue. They canceled this watch. Essentially, didn't have it for very long. And they introduced the 40 millimeter, 41 millimeter. It's technically 40.5, but 40 millimeter or 41 millimeter OP. So now they have an OP41 in some very cool colors. The colors, here's the display, have all been a huge hit. I simply want the black and white version. I have the Tudor, I have the Longines, and I would love to get my hands on the Rolex. Double indices looks great. No Mercedes hands. It's got, regular stick hands, so I'm a huge fan. I love the Explorer. This is about the closest I'm going to get to an Explorer without Mercedes hands. So, because I just don't like Mercedes hands, and I'd consider buying an Explorer and just dumping a pair of regular Rolex hands on it, but changed my mind. So, other news was micro brands. They really came out swinging in 2020. I mean, there's Reese, and then there's Long Island Watch. These are both very much in the budget end of the spectrum, but wow, they really came out swinging. This is a $350 watch on a bracelet. Sapphire crystal, NH35 for $350. It's a pretty good field watch. Get a date function. This is Mark over at Long Island Watches version of a pilot watch, and Mark's got a really deep selection: divers, field watches, and of course dress watches and pilot watches. So this is a $200 watch, if you can believe that. It came on a good leather strap, and I put it on a great NATO. So for me, the big news in 2020 was the micro brands. They just blew it out of the water. Zelos has come out with so many great watches. Christopher Ward changed their logo, got rid of that crap everyone hated, that terrible logo we all hated, went to a more traditional logo, much nicer. I like the old logo. I like the very new logo. That one in the middle is terrible. So, very nice. Some good changes from these small brands. They're more receptive to our problems as watch collectors and watch wearers. Seiko, while they came out with a lot of interesting watches, they could give two tinkers damns about us and their problems. The fact that it is a straight gamble getting a watch that aligns. To get, everything to line up the way it's supposed to is strictly a gamble with Seiko. They dominate the market in that range. They have watches from $50 on up to $8,000-$9,000 in the Grand Seikos, and with the regular Seikos, the $1,000 and under watches, you just don't know. I've seen so many pictures of $1,000 Seikos with misaligned bezels, bad clicks, bad chapter rings, just quality control issues that guys like Reese and guys like Long Island Watch just don't have. They are doing better QC. So that was a real disappointment with Seiko. So many great watches produced by Seiko, and you just know if you're going to, if you're going to get one you like, one that's going to be good. You know, also this year, G-Shock came out with a whole bunch of great watches, and my favorites were the GA 2100s, and now they have a 2110 also. But this is a 2100. This is the yellow. It came with the yellow strap. I put on a black NATO. It looks really nice. I have 3 of them. I have the yellow. This was the camouflage, and I put it on stainless steel. And this is the black and white, which I put on the G-Shock combi bracelet with the aftermarket black metal bezel. So this was my favorite release from G-Shock this year. Just amazing. I don't really consider G-Shock part of Casio. They are really a separate entity. They do so many things outside the Casio realm, separate marketing, separate website. You know, I expect someday they'll want to spin that off, make it a separate company in its entirety, because it's such a powerhouse. Nothing wrong with Casio. Casio's a great company, but G-Shock, man, they've got it on. You know, I bought another G-Shock. I bought my 4th G-Shock here. I got the king of all G's. This is $1,700 retail. Street price is around $1,400 to $1,500. It's the everything G-Shock, and limited edition, you know, black DLC coating, sapphire, the whole 9 yards. And this was really introduced at the beginning of the year, I believe. I only had it a few months. So another great, you know, G-Shock knocking it out of the park, plain simple. They've gone high end. They've knocked it out of the park. So, you know, for those of us in that price range, in the sub $5,000 range, the market's been amazing for us. You know, FP Journe and Moser and Ming have all come out with really great high-end, incredible watches. So, you know, that's the wrap up for the year. It's been a good year for a lot of companies. You know, people are stuck in the house and they're all on eBay and Chronos 24, and they're just spending their money left and right. And auction houses have been crazy. Even those people who, you know, who would typically not be affected by an economic downturn, they're even spending money. The wealthy people are, you know, these watches have gone for an insane amount of money. This Panerai that was sold by Stallone all went for crazy money. A couple of Rolexes went for insane amount of money. So, you know, the market is hot. You know, unfortunately, that does trickle down to simple Rolexes like this. Stainless steel models are impossible to get at retail. You can buy them all day long at 20% over retail, you know, the 39s and the 41s. But, you know, if you're a budget shopper like myself, we look for the best deal. And I got them both under the Tudor retail price. So, but just because I hunted around for months and months. I hunted for this one for 6 months. This one I got lucky and got it really fast. So, you know, the deals are out there. You really want to, they're getting harder and harder to get by, though. It's been a good year. You know, I started the watch channel. I've only been out there since June of 2020. I put out 102 some odd videos and had a blast. Spent all my available cash for a little bit on buying watches, and I have a nice collection now, you know. I did it without hurting myself. I did it without going into debt. I did it without a credit card. I only did one watch on PayPal. PayPal, no interest, no payments for 6 months, and I paid it off in about 2 months, 2.5 months. So I typically wouldn't do that, but you know, I did, because this came up as a deal after I bought this one. This is not what I was looking for. I was looking for this. And this watch, the Rolex, popped up for a great price every dime I had. So I bought it, and then this came up the next day. Exactly what I wanted. The kit, the bracelet, the rubber strap, in fantastic condition for $2,000 in the blue, you know, and only was a tiny scratch above the one. So I couldn't pass on the Tudor. So, you know, this is, I did a video 2 weeks ago. This is one of my most worn watches I've ever bought. I've been in the watch games for 30 odd years. I have watches in the box in the other room that are 30 years old. And my passion has gone insane recently for watches because of YouTube, of course. Thanks, guys. Random Rob and Tennessee Mike and Bobby Legs. You guys have all made me insane about watches, and I appreciate that. Thank you. So this is a fantastic watch. If anybody's looking to get an Explorer S-style watch, you know, something that's a nice three-hander without a date, Tudor Black Bay 41 Heritage, really amazing value, great watch. Tons of options with straps, and it comes in at least 2 flavors. I think it has one more. I think it has a white one. I don't remember. But so the market's been good to me. Now I have to sit back and save some more money up once I get the truck paid off. I appreciate you guys watching me. This is the last one for the year. I'll be back Sunday, a week from what, about 5 days now. I'll come back and do another video. So, Happy New Year. Enjoy yourself. Stay sober. Don't think anything too stupid. You know, the year's up. Let's not end the year with any tragedies in the watch world. I appreciate your time and effort in giving me your feedback, and I will catch you on the next one.